Hello and welcome back to Last Week Tonight in Cyber, the weekly segment where we look at the internet, gently ask what happened now, and the internet responds by blowing up. This week's main topic was speed. Attackers are faster, exploits spread faster, and developers are faster at installing things that turn out to be ticking bombs. And all this mess is the reason Bright keeps talking about finding vulnerabilities early, validating fixes, and not treating remediation like a morning alarm, because here, if you snooze, you lose heart. Now let's start with Verizon 2026 Data Breach Investigations Report, which arrived this week with a warm bedtime message that vulnerability exploitation has now overtaken stolen credentials as the top breach entry point, meaning nearly a third of breaches now start with software flaws. And Verizon says AI is shrinking the defender's response window from months to hours. Attackers, on the other hand, even pretend ones, seem to be going from thousands to millions. Found to own Berlin, researchers earned almost $1.3 million by exploiting 47 zero days across enterprise tech, browsers, virtualization, Linux, Windows, Microsoft Exchange, and even AI-related categories. Now, responsible disclosure is a good thing, obviously, but 47 zero days in one contest does have the vibe of a magician pulling endless stars from a hat, except the hat, in this case, would be your production system. Then, because modern software needed a slasher sequel to Dune, came the Shai-Hulud NPM wave. Attackers pushed hundreds of malicious NPM package versions in about an hour, targeting developer and CI/CD environments for secrets. How's that for speed? And it got worse, because GitHub confirmed that about 3,800 internal repositories were breached after an employee installed a malicious VS Code extension. That incident was later linked to the Standstill NPM supply chain attack, which one was also a Shai-Hulud attack. So this is what makes developer tooling so terrifying. The IDE is where productivity lives, but it is also where trust turns into a crime scene. Meanwhile, in AI infrastructure, ChromaDB had a max severity vulnerability that allowed unauthenticated remote code execution against exposed Python Fast API servers. ChromaDB, for those who don't know, is widely used as a vector database in AI and retrieval augmented generation systems, which means the thing helping your AI remember context could also help an attacker remember where you left the cloud credentials. Go CMS joined the party with a critical SQL injection flaw being exploited in a large-scale click-fix campaign affecting more than 700 domains. Attackers used the flaw to inject malicious JavaScript into legitimate sites, including some high-profile universities and organizations. So yes, the CMS vulnerability became a delivery mechanism for fake fix-your-computer social engineering. Finally, the top of the week, the FBI warned about Kali 365, featuring as a service platform targeting Microsoft 365 accounts through OAuth device code phishing. The truly annoying part is that victims can complete MFA and still hand attackers a valid session token because the attack abuses a legitimate Microsoft login flow. Now, MFA is still essential, but this is a reminder that MFA is not magic. It is a law. And attackers, go figure, have sometimes discovered that the best way to unlock doors is to politely ask the owner to open it from the inside. That was roughly the week. Vulnerabilities became the front door, developer tools became the side door, AI infrastructure became the weird basement entrance, and phishing learned to wear a Microsoft shaped hat. The lesson, as always, is not panic. The lesson is test continuously, patch fast, validate the fix, and maybe stop assuming that every package, plugin, extension, model, workflow, and login prompt deserves unconditional love. Trust truly is a beautiful thing. Verification, however, can be cheaper. Thank you, and see you next week.